was a new member of the Sidewalk Advocates for Life national team when I made the first call to introduce myself and offer support to Monica, our longtime leader of a team of advocates in Bloomington, Indiana. I soon realized that Monica was a beautiful example of a Christian who lives her life faith forward.
I quickly realized that, if I have the love of Christ in me, there is no stranger. I don't have to be afraid to go up to people that I don't know. They're made in the image and likeness of God, and in fact, I should. He loves them, and He wants me to be the instrument to show that love. That just propelled me on to just reach out to these women with a renewed vigor and filling my heart with the love of Christ and then spilling it out over to them. And then when you're doing His work, He's the one that makes it grow and makes it fruitful and productive, and He's the one that touches souls.
As a sidewalk advocate and mom myself, I know firsthand how deeply sidewalk advocacy can impact a family. Monica became an incredible example to me of how powerfully family and sidewalk advocacy can actually work together.
I have to say my family have been such an important part of this. I couldn't have done it without them. They've been so supportive, and we made a decision together. I remember that, having that talk with them, we can either give our lives fully to this or just do it halfway, but they were all in. It becomes your second home. Every crack on the sidewalk and every little thing that changes there. And so you just spend your life there in giving and trying to love and praying. And it becomes a ministry. It became a ministry, I should say, not only for me, but for my whole family.
Beyond that, Monica's outreach has also been a ministry to the eternal souls working inside that abortion facility.
We were at a unique spot where we could really see the workers go in and out. We could see their faces. They think they're doing the right thing, right? They think they're helping women. They get women with some, just like we hear out on the sidewalks, they're serious situations, right? Very hard, difficult pregnancies and situations for these women coming in. They think the answer is abortion, right? Because they're hearing these very hard stories. They think the answer is abortion, killing the child, whereas we think, no, we can love them both. It involves having a heart, very much a heart for the workers.
Heart, faith, love. At the core of Monica's ministries are these three virtues. In the way she was able to invite others to accompany her to the darkest place in her community, to give of themselves, to share God's love with everyone they encountered.
Basically, it was several hours every day. We understood the seriousness of what was at stake. And always, if we ever had doubts, like, oh, this is just too much, it's not worth it, we always came back to that. What is going on? What is really going on there? And when you stop and think about that, what is really going on? How could you not give all? That's just how we were. How could you not do everything possible?
For with God, all things are possible. And Monica has witnessed that firsthand, both in her ministry and in her personal life. At one point, she received a health diagnosis that came with a timeline, limited treatment options, and the unavoidable likelihood of further suffering. It was that diagnosis that spurred me to visit Monica, to meet this incredible woman in person, to tell her how much her faith and perseverance had done for Sidewalk Advocates for Life and for the women and families she encountered. And even in the darkness, her faith shone brightly.
If you just want God to use you, He'll use you. He loves to work with kind of the poorest and lowliest souls, because that's how He's glorified the most. Sometimes, because there might be people wondering, is this for me? How can I do this? I would say, oh my goodness, then God, you're the person. You are the person that He wants, because that's who He uses so that He can be glorified more. Because it's not about us. It's about what He can do through us. You're going into a very dark place. The gravity of what's happening inside there can be overwhelming, but Christ is present. He's there. He is there in the darkest places, and that's where he wants us too. And so you will feel his presence there, just undoubtedly. You will see miraculous things going on, and I have to force myself to remember that in those hard times, in those dark times, but you do see that because he is there, right? Because he is there. So we should expect some miracles to go on, and they do. I would just almost feel his hand in mine as a little child walking with me along the sidewalk. And those were moments of graces that I needed sometimes, that he gave me to keep me going.
I recently spoke with Monica, and while I was thankful to hear that her life-altering diagnosis appears to have been wrong, she is wrestling with several health challenges, along with a new diagnosis and continuing pain that prevents her from going out on the sidewalk to serve women and save lives. But I was not surprised to hear that despite these grave challenges, she continues in ministry and lives in hope.
Where God has me right now, I'm just going to offer these prayers and sufferings up for all the sidewalk advocates out there who are there on the streets, able to do that more physical work. Where I am right now, I'm just not quite physically able to do that. Maybe someday, I still have the hope I can be back out there. I really do. But until that time, I'll just, accept what he's given me and continue just to pray for all the sidewalk advocates.